Okay, so today I mainly just wanted to talk about how funding days are gonna work and just like briefly like run through a couple of ideas. So Keshav kind of mentioned this earlier, but there's like two main ways I see funding days going. Like we might have three or four depending on how many people apply. But then like after I group them in categories based on like what day they're gonna go, um, we split into two, so each room will have three people. And I could either make two separate Zoom links and assign slots, like time slots to every organization, and just have them go to like whatever Zoom link they have to go to. That's idea one. Idea two is to have one Zoom link and have Keshav like kind of like control the main room and then have him send groups to the two breakout rooms when they come in.
My personal biased opinion is pick the option that gives me the least work. But
That was the option you told me. So you were like,
I prefer the option that gives Keisha the most work. So whichever one that is, I'm joking. Just to clarify, the first option, would that mean that we would just go to the links then, whatever like organization we have, we'll go to each link that corresponds with the organization?
yeah. So it's like we'll have two rooms either way to split it up, and then I would man one. I would be the host of one, and Lamar would be the host of the second one because he's vice chair. And then basically like we'd utilize the waiting rooms in that one. So if like one group were watching.
Well, Austin, if I can interrupt you, actually,
Yeah.
I think the way that Bobby suggested structuring the first option is having one, like, so three Zoom meetings. And so the first Zoom call would be manned by like an office assistant or myself or something. And then from that Zoom meeting, you would receive the link to either Zoom meeting 1 or Zoom meeting 2. The second option was just having everything in just one meeting. And then in that one meeting itself, having two breakout rooms that you put people into to present individually. So either way, there will be a centralized Zoom space, whether it's an entirely separate Zoom call or just the main session in a Zoom call itself that has two breakout rooms. Does that make sense?
Wait, why do we need a centralized session?
Because like you need one link that all organizations receiving funding can go to. And then from that link, you would break it up into like whichever. Like think about it when, like if we were doing this in person, right? Everyone should go to Gardner, right? That one hallway in Gardner. And then from that hallway, either 001 or 007 will call out orgs into those rooms to like figure out like who's next to go. So like you still need just one location to post publicly to like have everyone go to. And then from that location, you would send like people to like a different room here.
Oh, so it's like a public. Then you'd have to do the work. You know that,
Yeah,
right?
no, I mean I have to do the work either way. I was just joking.
Okay, that was option two, right? Because then you'd man the main room.
So let me re-explain. So either way, I will be manning a central room. But to re-clarify, in case it wasn't clear, the first option is having 3 separate Zoom calls, right? So the first Zoom, or at least like the way that Bobby explained to me, maybe this is like not what you were thinking. But the first option would have one Zoom call, a link that we publicize to everyone, to all student orgs, right? And then once all student orgs join that link, they come into and see my beautiful face, and I say, okay, which org are you? What time are you signed up for? Okay, here is your Zoom link. And then they go to, like, they click a new link to go to either Ashna's Zoom call or Lamar's Zoom call. That's how that works. So it wouldn't be like a breakout room within the call itself, but it's option 2 is we have just one Zoom link. And then it is myself in the main session along with the orgs that are piling in. And then as the orgs pile in, we have a list of orgs and like what times they're signed up for. And then I would put them in either breakout room 1 or breakout room 2. But that's all entirely within one Zoom call still, because we're just using breakout rooms.
I vote for your second option.
For the breakout rooms?
Yeah. I like that idea because if we have like one main room and then you're giving them separate Zoom links, it might get confusing.
That's fair. That's a good point.
And like this way you can have like honestly, you could have like a spreadsheet and I could just say, okay, like randomize like break 1 and 2, and then you'd like see the group and then just send them.
Sounds good to me. What do you think? Anybody have any points for or against either option?
No, just probably the one that makes more sense and like more logical and easier for both of y'all.
Okay. I think we can do the breakout rooms then. It also sound good.
Yeah, sounds good.
More?
Yep, sounds good.
Suyeon?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Dope. All right.
And then I don't know what room Suyeon would go to. I don't think it really
You
matters.
just pick one.
She can
Um,
go either one.
I can get you another LA to go to the other room. So
Oh, just like temporary? That's fine.
yeah, just for the funding days. Yeah.
So the main thing, just to run through funding days again, they have strict time limits on their presentation. So they have 2 minutes and I'll time it, or like Lamar will time it in his room. And they only have 2 minutes to present. And then after that is like the questioning period. So you can ask questions about their funding. Like good questions to ask are like, what's the reach of your organization? Because a lot of orgs don't list that. Or like if something doesn't make sense in what they're presenting, like straight out ask them. Another good check that we had to do a lot is making sure everything goes with the code. Because even if they take the treasurer's test, they don't understand 60% of like travel can only be funded, or like $50 per costume, or like t-shirts, we can't fund t-shirts, we can't do screen share. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, they can screen share their presentation. Like I think that's a good idea. If they like asking them if they want to do like some sort of virtual like PowerPoint or something, like it's super simple. I'm gonna tell them it doesn't have to be complicated, because if it's a 2-minute presentation, if you have like one PowerPoint slide or like 2 PowerPoint slides, like it's fine.
Yeah, I was just asking because I know in the past, as you know, we've gotten some like packets. We got like 8, 9, 10-page documents, like especially like from campus-wide big organizations, and there's just no way in hell we're going to be able to go through all of that information. So I just don't know if they'd be able to screen share. Just wanted to know that.
So I think I'm gonna ask organizations that if they have a packet like that, like I know Campus Y does one every year, I'll ask them to send it beforehand. So we'll have it, because they like Keshav, like Campus Y gives us a thick packet detailing.
Like, what is it for? What do they put in the packet?
For
all
each of
the
their
information about
programs.
their subcommittees, because
Yes.
they have to. They're a parent.
They have like 27.
Yeah.
They have like 27 subcommittees, like no joke at all.
Yeah, and
And
they
they
give us a
were-
detailed packet, like a list of everything. They print it for all of us in the room.
Keshav, I am not joking when I say like one of their subcommittees last time they requested like $10 and they had it on there for one of their subcommittees. I am not
They
joking.
had like a paragraph, like talking about the $10.
I mean, I respect the detail. I respect the detail. I respect the organization, but that's a lot.
Yeah, and like some other groups, like publications, like to put an example of their publication, like give it to us or something. So stuff like that, we can ask them to give it beforehand. Other than that,
Wait, so does the funding application opens Friday, right?
and this time it's open for 48 hours, so it'll be open from 5 p.m. Friday to 5 p.m. Sunday.
Okay.
Can you all individually publicize that as well? Because
Yeah.
accounts like are publicizing it, but we only have so much reach as of right now.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you guys. And then, Asha, I know you already posted in the classes page, but I can post again tomorrow to just like add on to that. Yeah.
I'll do it on. Can I do it on Wednesday?
Or okay, that works. So actually, I need to publicize the special election as well in the staff app. And so if you want to post your thing for funding, and then I can like reduce the size of my post by just having the election and the staff app stuff, I think that would be better.
Okay.
As far as 2022 goes. And then Lamar, you're 23, right? Like your graduating class is 2023.
I thought he's 22.
I'm sorry, yeah, 23. I was doing something. I'm 23.
No, you're good. So Lamar, if you wouldn't mind posting in that classes page tomorrow about the funding days, like on Facebook, that would be great.
Oh yeah. Oh wait. I'm not in the Facebook page. I feel bad. We have a Facebook page?
Like the UNC Chapel Hill class of 2023? Are you not in that group?
I didn't know the group existed, so no.
I might
I'm in the
be
group.
in it. Let me check right now.
Yeah, I'm in the group me though, but I'm not in the Facebook.
The group me works too. The group me is great. You can.
Yeah, I could publicize it either way, but this is news to
Okay.
me.
Sally, if you're 20, are you 23?
Yeah.
Okay, so then if you could post in that group, that would be great.
Okay. Perfect.
I'm gonna let's try to make like each group presentation and questions be kind of like very like, I don't know, not short, but like thorough and concise, because sometimes we just like pause and it's like unnecessary.
You mean pauses and they pause, or you guys pause?
We both do. We kind of like just take our time.
Mm-hmm. I'm concerned. Okay, I have a concern. Yeah, it's a concern. So okay, I not asked this question to both Austin and Keisha separately, and you both gave me kind of the same answer. But I want to ask this again, just so I make sure I understand. So groups are still technically allowed to be funded for events, even if it's very, very, very unlikely they will have them, and also if they come in like with an event, let's say like 100-person event, that technically isn't even allowed. No, they're not.
They're not allowed to. It's a 25% cap.
25% cap for events, but we still can't fund in-person events. Those are 25.
Yep, because I even put that in the treasurer's test, like in one of my videos, I said that. Also, okay, another helpful thing. So travel, like air travel, is likely not to be approved. I already said that in the treasurer's test again. I can note it in like my post or whatever, but like that's gonna make our jobs easier too. Because a lot of groups, like main thing is like air travel, and that's not gonna be approved by the university.
Just make sure you guys like make like a hard decision on that, and then keep that consistent throughout all the meetings. Because like don't let like one club convince you like, oh, but like air travel like for this or this or like no yeah. Okay.
Nah, the rule is just like, why would we like even allocate money to them if the university is not going to fund it? And if it's in the spring, tell them to reapply in the spring.
Right. Perfect.
Because then like it'll cut our time. We don't have to worry about it. The controller doesn't have a headache. Also 25-person event cap is for fall. And if it's a spring event and it doesn't have a 25-person cap and they try to be like, oh, like the university might change the rules, we have no idea. So tell them to reapply in the spring for that event.
Right. Because
it makes no sense to approve something for more than 25 people if like we don't even know what's going to happen in the spring. Correct. Like, don't feel bad too, because this semester is just like iffy, and I know some groups just want to apply for funding to get stuff for next year instead of like applying for next year. I don't know why, but like that's what they want to do. So please take.
So I wasn't originally in the class of 2023 group, but I just requested to join it, and then once I join it, hopefully I'll post.
Okay, can you add me too? Thanks, because I didn't know.
Yeah, once hopefully they let me in within like
this
a day.
Isn't funny.
Alton, what class are you again?
2022.
22. Okay. So
Yeah.
Please take the treasurer's test, because we can't vote to approve funding until everybody takes it, and I think like 3 senators have taken it.
Okay, yeah. I haven't taken mine yet.
I'm so sorry. It's kind of long, but it's really.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad.
It's like 20 questions.
It's not
bad.
Coming from the person that made a difficult, almost nearly impossible Jeopardy.
Hey. Naming glaciers in Antarctica is nowhere near the level of naming how much money we fund per costume, all right?
It's really straightforward questions that if you like even have like a semblance of like knowledge of the code or anything, it's like, can you fund food? No, like it's fine.
Where can I find the test?
It's on Heal Life. So if you just go straight to the Senate page, it'll be right there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there's also a link from the Senate website for funding.
So do you want to ask something? I think I noticed your volume go up.
Oh, don't I have to take it as well?
Oh, you're not required to, but I would recommend you still take it just so that you know the information, because then you'll be able to help out in the meetings.
Here, I'll put
Okay.
a link to it actually.
Thank you.
in the-
Yeah, drop a link in the chat. That'd be helpful.
yeah. Let me drop a link. Where did I put it? I made a Go UNC link to make it easy, but it's like a tiny URL, but like for UNC. I didn't know that existed, but it does.
I did not know either. That's convenient.
Yeah, Bobby told me about it.
Bobby is a wonderful resource.
The annoying part on the test, I will tell you, if you get a question wrong, it'll take you to a page where it says your question is wrong, and then it'll make you click back and click the right one, but I tell you the right answer. It's just to make sure people don't just take it to take it. But it's very there's one math question, but I'm sorry, it's for publications. It's they don't know how to do their own math, so I have to include it.
No, it makes sense. I remember I came across that question and I was like, oh shit, I bust out like.
I had to write it down. I had to be
Yeah.
with my calculator,
It's like decimals and everything, dude.
Yeah, actually. But it's simple math. It's if I have these many, the funding multiplier table. It's.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions about funding days?
I'm good.
Okay. One more thing, oh yeah.
How long does the meeting last for each board? The maximum amount of time that we can actually spend per board.
Oh, per group? There's no max amount of time. The only time limit is their presentation, and then the rest of it is us just kind of deciding how much we approve for them. And so that just depends on how many questions we ask, how well they answer them. And then that's kind of the formal part. After we answer questions, somebody has to make a motion to fund it for a certain amount. So I'll be I motion to fund travel, even though we're not funding travel, at 200 or something. And then somebody has to second and consent, and then I'll be cool, and then I'll write it down.
Okay.
And then after we're done with all the organizations, we come together as a committee and we just kind of discuss each group, or any groups that we want to discuss. And then after that, we're good. That's it.
Wait, so you said they have a strict 2 minutes to give their presentation, and then what'd you say about 5 minutes? Did you say something about that?
No, but I meant after they give their presentation, then it's questioning, and then we can go straight into I motion to fund them in full, or I motion to fund this at this, and that. And that can go pretty quickly as long as we ask the questions we need to, in terms of making sure it's reaching a lot of students on campus, making sure they're following the code, essentially, are the two most important things.
Gotcha.
Question: Would y'all be interested in doing real quick a mock funding day?
Yes,
I can.
most certainly.
I'll pull up an old funding.
Wait, Ashna, I can be the pretend treasurer. Because I have my org's budget thing from last year that I can pull up and use as a demonstration.
Do you want me to pull up Cholka's?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Are you still in that group, Keisha?
I am, yeah. I'm not the treasurer anymore though. I'm the captain.
Oh my god,
excuse
it was
me.
so awkward. When I clicked onto your private thing, but you were having a Cholka meeting, and I thought there was a leadership meeting.
That was so funny. No, it was fine. I just thought it was hilarious. It wasn't bad at all.
I was like, oh my god, this is not leadership.
For context, I use my personal Zoom link for Senate leadership meetings and my my dance groups meetings. And Ashna thought we had a leadership meeting one day, and so my co-captains and I were discussing song choices and dance stuff, and she kind of pops in randomly, and we were wait, what? It was hilarious.
Okay.
All right, so let me really quick give me 2 minutes to walk you guys through my presentation.
Wait, let me time you. I have to. Keisha, you have a 2-minute time limit.
Let me know when to start.
Start now.
Okay, so Chapel Hill Chalka is a Bollywood fusion dance group that performs across the country and represents UNC in this dancing space. We require funding every year to. So let me back up a little bit. Our goal and our mission is to really teach people about our culture, about South Asian dance, about South Asian music, and really kind of spread our love for dance and our love for music to UNC campus, first of all, and to the students here and in the Triangle, but also be able to represent Tar Heels across the country. And so what we do here is, if you look at our budget, a lot of the fees that we have come from registering for competitions, hotel and lodging, our travel, our production and costumes, and our DJ. And so whenever we perform, every year we have to buy a certain amount of costumes and a certain amount of props that we can use on stage to put on our performance. This takes up a large amount of our budget, and which is why we request year in, year out student government funding to help fund these things. It's really important that we have the proper costumes for our performances, because we need the proper costumes in order to put on in order to properly represent the music that we're dancing to and the style dance that we're doing and the story that we're trying to tell with the dance. Second is registration fees. Every competition we apply to across the country has a registration fee per dancer, has a security deposit and application fee. And these are fees that really pile up for our dancers. A couple of years ago, the dues per dancer for Chalka was around like $400 to $500. And it became like a barrier for some dancers because they were financially like in a position where they couldn't afford to do that, but they still loved to dance and wanted to do it.
10
So
seconds.
it's important for us. Huh?
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Okay. So to give you guys like an idea of like how fast it goes, like for like a treasure, that's like a short amount of time, right? So they got to be quick and concise. I rambled a little bit, which is why it took me a little while. I'm off my game. I was much better at this last year when I was actually treasurer.
You guys can access this page if you just go to the allocations like website, the request website. You can look up these groups as I'm like typing in them. You can't type in them, but like I can. But this part will be empty. The finance part will be empty. That's what we're filling out. So like Keshav's group applied for 14,000 and we approved about 2,500.
Yeah. And so if you scroll down, like they'll like go like category by category and like ask me like, for example, like questions I was asked was like, could you pull up like proof of like your registration fee, or like that like it actually does cost us much, or like I don't know, like how many competitions do you go to?
Yeah, one of the questions I frequently ask is like how often do you request funding? Is this your first time requesting funding, or have you requested funding in the past? And like, you know, typically do you usually get like what percentage do you get of what you're requesting? That's a big deal for me, just to know like this is a group's first time requesting money versus another time. And also I think another thing also I think we also know is last time was that a lot of times, which not speaking about Keisha's group, they usually do a good job, but like other groups may miscalculate certain costs and things that we have to go through and just kind of correct certain like balances, because they might have like used out of state travel costs versus in-state costs, and so that's kind of something to really pay attention to before we like vote on a certain thing, because then we'll be gave them more than what.
A lot of the time what they did wrong was like for lodging, for example, it's $70 per student lodging and $90 per speaker lodging, but they mixed it up and they would do $90 for students, and then we just have to like quickly do the math. And then registration fees, like Keshav obviously knew the code, so he knew how to do it, but like there's a limit on that as well, right? So it's calculating that like per person is like $75 and then $150 total.
If you notice, the numbers for all of my my hotel requests were the exact same. Just because like, and it's not because like because the hotel prices are obviously all different, right? But because of that $70 cap, like you can only request that much, and so that's like you can only like I couldn't physically request more than that for
yeah. And it's $70 per 4 people, so we just count it as $70 per room, because usually it's 4 people in a room. But I don't think that's going to be a problem this year. Like if they're not air traveling, I don't think they're going to drive and travel like that. But if they do, I actually don't know the rule for that. I don't even know if we can get approved because it's 4 people per room, and that's like weird.
I would probably run that by Bobby or something.
Okay, I'll I'll message him and then I'll tell you guys what he says. But yeah, like down here for costumes, it's $50 per person. So it's like,
Questions I got asked frequently about costumes and stuff is like people will often or people as in like finance committee will go on Amazon and look up the costumes that they entered here just to make sure that, like the prices are accurate, or like see if like can't find a cheaper one. And it's not out of like a place of like distrust that like they would straight up lie to. It's just out of like wanting to make sure that they really are looking at the cheapest but still like highest quality options so that we can just save as much money as possible. Because don't think of this as, oh, like we're trying to cut as much money from these clubs as possible. Think of it as there's a limited amount of money to go around to all these clubs. I'm trying to make sure there's as much left of it to go around, like to be as much use to every single club as possible.
because we have like hundreds of clubs on campus, and so if we like fund each club at the capacity, we're not going to be able to spread this money around as much as we can.
Yeah.
So like, and we can't like have in the past we've done like really lax things where if it's like a low asking amount, like $200, we don't even ask them questions. We just say like, let's fund in full. But that's not fair to the organizations that are asking for 10 grand. Like, we need to ask the same questions throughout. Otherwise, it's not a viewpoint. Like, we're not having viewpoint neutrality. Other than that, those are just like some questions I would ask. And then here, like, I would be like, for example, I'd be like, okay, let's make a motion to fund dues and fees at full. And then somebody would say second, or somebody would make a counter motion and discuss it further maybe. Other than that, if you say like second and then consent, somebody else consents, like then we're gonna fund it in full.
You guys want to practice it real quick? I know Lamar and Asha done this before, but Sally and Dalton, would you guys like to practice like making motions and that and stuff, or are you good?
We can practice.
Yeah, that's fine.
Asha, you want to give an example?
Yeah. Okay, so I motion to fund production at 500.
And Ashna, how would I counter your motion?
You can just say, you can literally just say I counter motion, or you don't, if nobody says second and instead you make a comment, that's okay too. It's not that formal. You can just kind of make a more of a discussion point and then say I counter motion to fund it at 1,000.
Yeah. So a valid way to do it would also just be like if Asha says like I motion to fund dues and fees at 1,000, I could just be like I would be more comfortable doing 500, and then like oh yeah, like I'm more comfortable with that. Then Asha can be like okay, like I motion to fund it at 500. It's a committee meeting. It's pretty informal. It's not like full Senate where you have to like be super stringent about the motions and stuff. So don't worry about that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Let me second and then
it's consent. Everyone needs to consent to, or it needs to be like a majority vote on the motion.
Yeah, and there's going to be 3 per room, so it's really just going to be like somebody seconds, somebody else consents, and it's 3, so we're good.
Okay, just so I can clarify, I'm glad you guys brought it up because last time, Asha, I don't know if you were in the same room, but I'm not gonna call names. But I think it was like 3 of us in the room, and so I think I made a motion and someone can second it, but the other individual did not consent. So that this is clarified. If it's 3 of us and the third person doesn't consent, can we move forward with that motion?
Technically, that's majority because it's 3 in a room, and if 2 of them approve,
I would rather be a consensus though. So before you make like official motions, like try to reach a consensus amongst the 3. But yeah, if it's 3 people, then like you really should be able to reach a consensus. I would be concerned if we weren't able to.
Which speaks to last year's session. But anyway,
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
last year there was 4 in a room, so you had to have a consent. Yeah, it was Lamar knows. It was I don't know.
We'll also hopefully have new senators before at least the second funding day. Probably not the first because the special election is August 24th. And then, also need to be publicized in that. But the results will come out on the 25th. And so those senators will be in action as soon as they're sworn in on the 25th.
Yes, I have some questions about that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Austin. Oh, okay. Well, I was going to say, so the special election, okay. So how many seats do we currently have vacant? Because like on the
We have-
email I saw from BOE, I didn't see.
Yeah.
I saw GPSF seats,
9.
but didn't see undergrad seats in detail.
Did they not include our seats?
I didn't see them. I don't want to say it didn't include, but I didn't see like I saw I think a total, but GPSF was broken down into like section, and then I didn't see ours.
Okay. So we have 9 total empty seats. So
Okay.
Senate has 27 total seats, 18 of which are booked.
Okay.
And I can give you the breakdown.
Can you send an email out to say how many per like district? Because I know the email just lists which districts are open.
Okay, I can do that. Yeah. I'll work with the BOE and stuff to do that.
Or can we see that on the Heal Life page?
Hmm.
Like what's empty?
The specific empty seats can be seen on our Senate website.
Okay, yeah, that.
Oh, let's
Um,
see.
I'll also be working with Bobby this week to set up. Now that all the student rosters are in, now that it's FDOC, we can actually put together listservs for each specific district, or not listservs, but Heal Life pages. And then we'll automatically add every student, like every undergrad student that's in a certain district, to their respective Heal Life page. And so senators that are in that district will have the ability to send out a mass email to everyone on that list that's in their district. And so what that'll allow us to do is, if you're in a district that has open seats, you can advertise to your district and say like, hey, like there are open seats in this district. You are all eligible to run for the seat if you so choose to do so. So please consider doing it. The open districts are I think 1, 2, 6, 8, and 9. Yeah, just pulling it up.
And when will those listservs be available?
As soon as possible. I'll let you know. I need to meet with Bobby to get them up.
Oh, okay, so the way you get to this page, it's, if you want an easy way, you can go to committees, finance, apply for funding. And it's going to be like halfway down the page. My computer hates me, but it's like right here, subsequent appropriations. And it'll bring up, yours will just have like the menu right here. And then you can say view all funding requests. And once it opens for fall 2020, you switch to fall 2020, or it'll automatically go there. And then you can click each group as we're seeing their presentation.
And you'll be able to see everything they requested.
Other than that, all the information is here. Any other questions?
I have a question for Keisha.
What's up?
So is the special election that's being held, does it have the same requirements for people that are running to like petition and stuff?
Exact same requirements. But obviously petitions will probably be electronic now.
Okay.
So
Keisha, for that, are you gonna help them with making a website that's Onion verified?
yeah, I really need to get involved this week in like the publicity for that and like being more hands-on on that. But I think the video that is posted on UNC's ITS page on how to make a website is kind of outdated. So I'll probably make my own video and then post that on Senate website, being like, here's like how you can make, here's how you make a website, and then on top of that, here's how you can make a valid form to act as your petition on your website. Because I know some people struggle with that, where like I remember when I first ran, I had a Google form that I put on my website, but then like there were like some issues with it because like it like wasn't technically the proper way you're supposed to do it through the website.
Yeah, because you have to like log in. Question 2. Is it still like 14 votes?
Yes, so it's if you run in an uncontested seat, I think it's a 15 vote minimum. I think is the rule.
If you run in an uncontested seat, you need 14
Is it?
votes.
I need to go back and look at it. On that topic, we actually need leadership needs to meet, especially me and Baxter, but leadership in general, to change our election laws, because right now they're absolute bullshit.
Because they're actually like, that's so much for people. Like,
Well, I'll push back on that and say if you're able to get 25 signatures on your petition from one district,
oh,
you
that's true.
get that
Okay.
many votes. And also, like, if you're gonna run for a Senate seat and say that you're a representative, like, you should have enough votes to where like you're actually like technically you have representation. You know what I'm saying? I think it falls more on people to really engage with their constituents, and it falls more on us as student government to publicize the elections. Does that make sense? Like it.
No, it does, because I
Right.
think like my only like thing for it was last semester we like suddenly switched online, so it was kind of like awkward. But like this
Right.
semester, I guess it's better, so it's fine.
Right. I think this semester, because we're coming in remote, it'll be okay. It just my biggest concern is how we publicize the election, because we need voter turnout. Like
Good
if
luck.
we're gonna raise the bar for the number of votes a candidate needs to get elected, we also need to raise our own standards for publicizing the election and getting voter turnout for student government elections.
The 8 p.m. deadline is also another concern for me.
We'll be changing that, but we can't change it for this election because it's already in place. So we have to change it for before the fall general.
Okay.
Well, I think it was Tanner that changed that, either Tanner or Kenneth or something. Like I don't. That's stupid. For those who don't
All
know,
right, no names. Okay, Keisha, we understand.
what do you mean no names, dude? I'm just
No
I'm
name
just-
calling.
You said they're
I'm crediting the work to the creator. Is all I'm doing.
But I actually have a question. So,
Yeah.
I just read through the email just to make sure. And I actually did see they had like really small at the top which seats were open in our undergrad districts. My question is, so you said they have to get 14 signatures?
No. So you need to get on your petition in order to have your name appear on the ballot. You need to get 25 signatures from people that are in your district, and then submit that. And then once you've submitted that, your name will be on the ballot. And then once you're on the ballot, you need a minimum of 15 people to vote for you in order to get your seat.
Oh, okay.
There's some condition for that, and I forget if the seat is uncontested or contested. In my mind, it would make more sense if the seat is uncontested, but I think the rule might be is if it's contested, which
Gotcha.
is a bit weird. But I need to look into that. I need to read the code and look into that again.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, that face exactly is the face of that. 2,000 unread emails. What the hell?
Okay, it's complicated.
That's like giving me stress looking at that.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. You're,
Oh my
you're good.
God.
You're good. Like,
Mine's like higher than that. Oh my God.
how do y'all do that? I have to read I have to like not even read them, but just like click the thing to like get rid of the notification.
It's too late. It's
Sally
too late
nodding.
for me.
Yeah.
It's
I
too
can't
late.
modify it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like on my phone, like I hate having like the little red bubbles.
Red
Yeah,
order.
I gotta click the app and just click the thing and get rid of it. Like
Oh, I turned it off.
the red bubbles. Wait, but then I don't know like which apps I need like attention to. You know.
No, but I only have them on for like Slack and like Messenger.
No, I appreciate it. They're on for Slack. As long as they're on for Slack, I don't care.
But yeah, here, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. It's in really. So they say which districts have open seats, but they don't say how many. So, which I guess like technically speaking shouldn't matter, but I guess some people might be interested in that. But that information is on our website. We can also make them more publicly available.
Yeah, it's right here.
Honestly, we need more PR managers. Julie and Alex are they're doing a really good job so far, but they have a lot on their plates.
Oh, see, like they have this, but we don't have it.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't do that for us as well, but it's okay.
All right.
Swear, like who's on BOE? Who's doing this stuff?
I don't know,
It's-
because don't we need a new BOE chair?
No, they recently voted Austin to be the new chair.
Austin.
Oh, really?
Hmm?
Austin who?
BOE chair. How do you not know this, Lamar?
Oh, okay, Keisha. Thank you for telling me. Okay.
Lamar's,
All
wait,
right.
Lamar's roommate, Austin?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, Keisha. All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay. Also, exec branch, Senate, and honor court have to be on day one. So we'll actually
Okay.
maybe ask Maya to do it.
To do what?
Present.
Wait, but you're the treasurer.
But
Would that be my job usually?
Usually it's speaker and finance chair.
Speaker and finance. So then who do we present to? Just the rest of the people in the committee?
Yeah, I just don't vote.
Okay. But yeah, I'll ask Maya to step in then.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Take the treasurer's test. Tell all of your senator friends to take the treasurer's test. I don't know. Yeah, only like 3 of you have taken it. It's fine.
I took it.
I've taken it, right? Do you know?
I can actually hear. Wait.
I
No,
would.
she better out people.
I swear, because I know I ain't took it. You ain't gotta keep saying that. I'm gonna take it.
I know Lamar hasn't taken it.
Yeah, I definitely haven't.
I go every day and I just kind of like update my own sheets because I hate the way Heal Life downloads.
Oh yeah, no, it's disgusting.
Also, my sheets hates me too, but like I think Keshav has taken it, Elena has taken it, Nick has taken it, and Amber.
Rude. I'll retake it.
Oh, I don't know if you. When did you take it?
Maybe like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, it wasn't even published 2 weeks ago, so you might have taken the old one, and I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I am so sorry. Like the questions are very similar.
No, you're fine. You're so fine. But I do have another question. Is full Senate tomorrow or next Tuesday?
next Tuesday.
Okay.
So yeah, so full Senate and committees will alternate week by week, and so this week is committees, next week is full Senate, next week's committees, week after that's full Senate. Like that.
Okay.
This
So
Tuesday is RNJ, so tomorrow's RNJ.
Great news for us, we only meet for funding days. So like if we're done, if we have like very few orgs, we can do it in 3 days. You don't have to meet after that until the secondary cycle.
Oh wait, I think it's something else that I don't know if you already mentioned this, but it's another big component. So what happens after like the bill writing, which was a big argument that I kept getting into with Jack last semester about like he would assign us the organization to write the bills for.
Oh my God, you're so right. Okay, so after we approve, we like get back together as a finance committee. We're like, okay, this like funding is great. Like all the allocations look great. So I'm gonna split it up in a sheets probably because I like the way Jack did it. And I'll like assign you to do certain bills. But like, no, but like it's
What was your issue with the way Jack did it?
Wait, okay, I don't have a problem with the mechanism. I have a problem with his distribution of work. So maybe we were talking about something different. He would give us, like the people who were there, he would give us more bills than the people who were absent. And I did not agree with that.
Oh
so
yeah.
like we were all, yeah. So like I would have like 5 bills to do, and then Reeves, who never showed up, would have like 2 bills. And I didn't like that. So
no, not the SBP. It's okay. It's okay.
Lamar, what were you just saying about not dropping names?
Okay, wait, but I just want to give an example.
But that's true. So basically, you'll only have like a couple. You'll only have like it'll be okay. So there's a template, and you literally go to the template, and for each org, you just write like. Oh my God. Okay, you write category like building, venue, rental, 150, and you do that like for each thing. And then at the bottom, you just update like the org name, and that's it. It's very easy, very simple. And then you just send them all to like me and Keshav, and I'll explain this again, but I'll send you the template. You just fill it out, like Control F, whatever. And then you send it in and you do it for like 3 or 4. I don't even know if it's going to be 3 or 4. It might be less. But then you just send it to me and Keshav, and then Keshav puts it for the next meeting on the calendar. That's it. I'll show you an example next week. I don't
Okay, so I have just figured out. I don't think I ever submitted it. Like it saved all my answers, but I don't think I ever submitted it. So
It's the Heal Life one, right? Not the old one.
Yeah, it's on Heal Life, and like
Okay.
it was Ashna's videos. Like it was your voice in it.
Okay, so yeah, you can do
My
that.
voice. I have no idea where it is in this drive, so I'll send it to you guys.
The template?
Yeah, I'll find it.
Somewhere in the wall first.
Yeah, I don't know. And if I like text Jack, he's not gonna reply, so whatever, that's fine.
Jack has never once responded to anything I've sent him.
He replied to me once, and he like texted me about this position, and that's it. And then I was like,
Good.
hey, I was voted in. Can you like help me? And he didn't respond at all. I was like, great. I love talking to you.
Love all that. For those, Sally and Dalton, Jack was the old finance chair from last session.
Full disclosure, this is like a recorded meeting.
So,
And
yeah.
it's going to be on the Senate website, so people are going to know that we're talking about this, but like whatever, it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Because one time I texted Jack in the same room with him during the finance committee meeting, and he didn't respond to me. So I'm glad this is recorded, so Jack would know I've still heard about that. Just want to make that known. Okay, great. Just wanted to throw it out there.
Can we maybe like type up a doc for the minutes for this meeting and then post that instead of this video?
We have to post the video.
Or do some censoring or something? Is that illegal?
Text Barrett.
I'm joking. So all those members of the public who think I'm not joking, I am joking. Don't impeach me.
You can write up articles of impeachment for. There's nothing here. There's nothing. It's. I'll find it in my email. I'll find it.
Members of the public watching, welcome to student government.
That
If you
doesn't.
can actually, if you just find like an old finance bill from the session and you
It'll
just
be legislation. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god. No, I'm gonna find it in my email. I have the Word document probably on my computer.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
I think that's it. I submitted it.
Fantastic. All right, your name.
That's nice.
Okay. I'll see you guys next week in full Senate. Does somebody want to make a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All right. Do I have a
Second.
and
Oh.
consent? Wait, Sally, do you consent?
Yeah, consent, sorry.
Okay,
I can't make motions here, so
We're adjourned.
yes, y'all.
Have fun, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.